Hi, my name is Biodun Dapherede, and I'm the author of Lead Me Past This Lies. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This video is going to be short, and I want to address something that I think is very important in this time that we are in. Who are you without applause? This is such an important question. The understanding of our value outside of what people tell us that it is. When value is calculated by other people, it's going to be a problem because the person who puts a value on you is going to be able to devalue you. And this is so important because we are human beings, but we are also spiritual beings. When I wrote Lead Me Past This Lies, I was coming out of a place and into a new season of understanding my personal relationship with God and how important that is to me, to my spouse, and to my family. So I also entered into a place where I had to start to ask my questions about value. And our value, of course, God tells us in the Bible. He also tells us that we're not supposed to do things just because we're doing it for human beings. But how we see it right now is that many of us fall into a trap of allowing people to put a value on us, whether it's through their money or it's through their applause or it's through their likes or it's through their follows. And when that happens, then those same people have the right or feel that they have the rights to tell us what to do, how to do it, and how to continue, even when the Lord tells us to stop. And I'm going to reference Colossians 3:23, which says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." So I went through a particular season in my life where somewhere I had worked, I felt disappointed and let down by them. And if I'm being honest, it affected the way I saw myself. It affected the way it affected the value I thought I had. And right now, with the upheavals that you're seeing in certain parts of the world, and you see how there's like massive layoffs, there's other people who are experiencing this right now. Maybe they got let go and it's shaking everything that they think about themselves. Maybe after being let go, they've been searching for a job for the last 6 months, and that further shakes the foundation of who they think they are and what they think their worth is. But what the Bible tells us is that we are worth more. We are precious to God. If we don't see ourselves as precious to God, or we refuse to dwell on the fact that the one who made us says that we are precious, then we will allow people to tell us how precious we are or how common we are. And this is why it's important that we ask ourselves and we dig deep into the question, who are we without the applause? Are we only valuable to ourselves when people call on us? What happens when nobody's calling on us? What happens when we go through the season of dryness or a season where it's dark or a season where it feels like no one can see us, which we will all go through at some point in life? It is important that we know that we are valuable regardless, and that God already has put a value on us. When we struggle with this understanding, we put our health at risk. We put our mental health at risk. We put everything at risk. People's lives have been shattered because of this lack of understanding that they are valuable already. I'm also going to reference Deuteronomy 31, verse 6, which says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or tremble at them, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you or forsake you." So we already have a God who has promised us that he is with us, that we are not alone. So there is a way we're supposed to be moving in these streets because God already has promised us that we are not alone. For those of us who call ourselves by his name, who say that we follow him and we believe in him, he is with us and we cannot be afraid, even when the applause stops. So I hope that from this video, you meditate for some time and you think about it, like, who am I without the applause? And this is supposed to be an honest moment, because if you lie to yourself, it's not going to make any sense. Who are you when nobody's calling on you? Who are you in those dark seasons? Who are you without a job? Who are you in those moments? Have you tied your identity to something that will pass? Have you tied your identity to something that must end at some point? Or are you going to put your identity and your value in the hands of the one who actually gives that to us? Okay, let me know your thoughts. And if you're someone who has experienced a dark season or a season that made you question your value, I hope that you will share in the comments. Lead Me Past This Lies is available, so please get yours. And I would love to hear from you about how the book blesses you. All right, have a wonderful day. God bless you.